All right, hey guys, thanks for coming. Let me first start to say had a great last couple of days of practice preparation. A little longer week to prepare. Today really is what we would typically call our Monday, and tomorrow is Friday. But in our preparation standards, it's a Tuesday. So we're working backwards from next Tuesday as we work backwards from Thursday. Excited about the preparation we've had so far. Kids are working awfully hard. We've had a chance to get some guys to some extra treatment. We've got to get Elijah McGuire. We've got to get him hopefully a little better before next week. He's had a couple days off because of that turf toe, and that's something he's going to have to manage the rest of the year. It's not going to be fixed overnight there. It takes time. Trey Johnson doing much better. I really expect him to be just about full speed for the first time in a while. On Tuesday, T. Pat's ankle's much better. I think he'll be at a lot faster speed than he was this past week. And hopefully we can get Chris Prater back behind Garzeel. Chris Prater's not really been a factor in the last few weeks because of his injury. We need to get him back too. Jamal Robinson continues to look strong in practice. No residual effects from after the game. Taking the hits and running so much on it. Probably won a few too many plays than we would have liked, but he was just being so productive on the field. It was hard to find a spot not to utilize him. But with that being said, all those guys are working hard at rehab. Kids are working hard to get ready for a very good Texas State team, who I think, if you look at the schedule they played, they had a chance really should have beaten Illinois on the road. Scored 35 there on the road, and then they beat a Tulsa team on the road, and then they're 1-0 in the conference. Offensively, you know, Coach Franchione is going to do a great job in preparation. They do they're very multiple in offense, whether it's a zone read option, a little bit of triple option. They run what we call the smoke draw, or some people call the frog draw. That's sort of his staple play that he's sort of known for. Heck, he might have even invented the play. Very tough play to defend. And so they do a lot of formations, whether it's unbalanced, whether it's motions, whether it's empty, you name it, a lot of different formations. And then defensively, they do a nice job too. John Thompson's their defensive coordinator. He was the coordinator last year at Arkansas State, so we're very familiar with JT. He does a great job, always gets his kids very prepared. And I know he'll have them prepared for this game. So it'll be a huge challenge going on the road to their place. They've got a great stadium, brand new, bowled-in stadium that looks very impressive on film. I have not been there in a long time. I went there when I was an assistant at Nicholls State back in 1993, but have not been back since the renovation, and it looks pretty impressive. Excited about playing on national TV. I like the Tuesday games better than the Thursday games. Thursday you share with another game, NCAA game, and you also share with the NFL. The Tuesday games, you're the only game on in the universe, and so that means we'll be on in every bar, restaurant, pub, home in the country. There'll be a lot of people watching the Raging Cajuns and watching our brand. Great publicity for our program, for our university, and for our community. So really excited about the publicity we can bring to our university. Got to continue preparing though, and then get ready to leave on Monday for Texas State. So with that, any questions?
Difference that you see in Texas this year compared to last year?
You know, last year they had a really good team. Last year they were just coming off a big win versus Wyoming last year. They beat Wyoming at home, and then they really called us on a hot night, and we were really playing well at that time. But I'm gonna tell you, they had a really good team last year. I think they're even better this year. If you look at their personnel, I think they've got a very talented quarterback. They can really make them go, and their running back to me is one of the best in the conference. He had 250 some odd yards rushing last week alone, so really good play.
You mentioned last week you showed a little bit more four-man front, and that got pressure on the quarterback. Can you do that to try and stifle the running game a little bit?
Well, and all that will depend on a lot of down and distance, on situational things like that. But the 4 down was something we had done a little bit this year, dabbled in, but we got into a lot more in this past game because of what we felt like the game plan dictated. But as moving forward, we'll sort of wait, let you find out when the game time gets here. But we're a multiple team. We'll always start with 3 down, and we have to go to get it 4 down.
How much did the four-man front help you guys get some of that pressure that you wanted, and how much did Garzeel kind of have to do with that?
Yeah, we tried to make it easy on Darzil because he hasn't had a lot of reps, and we didn't want him to think an awful lot. He'll be able to do a little bit more this week as we move forward with him. But the 4 down allowed us to get a lot more pressure on the quarterback, that's for sure. I think we had more hits on the quarterback last week than we had the entire year combined. I thought our coverage, Javante Watson, really stepped up, and I thought he played really well. He's playing at a pretty high level right now, so hopefully we can continue to improve in that area as well as the rest of the areas that we need to improve.
How similar or dissimilar is what you're doing with Washington compared to Onyema?
A little bit, yeah, probably a little bit. You know, we did a little 4 down with Anianaku back in 11, and he did some nice things there. And so, just utilizing our best players. He's a guy that can rush the quarterback when needed, but he can also drop into coverage and help you there.
Ringo was talking about how that game last year was a statement game and opened up conference play for you guys. Was it your best, maybe both sides of the ball, first quarter to fourth quarter game, and how much did it didn't start that winning streak, I think it was the third game in, but how much did it kind of give them confidence throughout the conference?
It probably did. That was probably one of our best games from start to finish that we played in all 3 phases. And we've sort of built a little momentum, kept building with that game, and you know, we need to continue building momentum now. We're 1-0 in the conference. We definitely, you know, going on the road in this conference is tough enough. And obviously Coach Franchione's team is going to be well prepared. It will be a huge challenge. But last year we played a really complete game. We'll need to play another complete game like that.
Did you mention you called it the frog option? Is that something
Draw.
different? Oh, draw.
Draw,
So what
yeah.
would be the difference between that and a zone or freeze out?
Yeah, the you know, typical draw play. Quarterback drops back, or you hand it to the running back. Everybody shows pass. Makes it look like pass, and you hand the ball off. That's a draw. The zone options, when you run the zone and you read the 5 technique. The frog draw, the smoke draws, we sometimes refer to it too, is all their line of flip and turn to a certain direction. Get you to take a gap, and when you take a gap, they drive you out and create run lanes. It's a pretty unique play that you don't see very often. You've got to really prepare for it. It creates a lot of problems. And like I said, Coach Franchione's done it wherever he's been. It's one of his staple plays. He does a great job with it.
You know, last year in those midweek games, it's probably back to back. You're probably the 2 best games against the 2 toughest opponents in Sun Belt play. Considering the season, how much can this kind of be of as Daniel put it, a pedestal for this team to kind of push you guys forward?
I think it would give us another, you know, obviously more confidence, and I think we've got a pretty good recipe for playing on these Tuesday nights. Last year we were undefeated on Tuesday nights, both on the road, and so hopefully the way we prepare and will lend itself to hopefully playing well for this game.
What did you change up last year? You kind of changed that Tuesday night syndrome?
Just a little bit with the way we prepared during the week of starting our game week, backed up from a Tuesday as compared to the way you would back it up from a Saturday. Also put some emphasis into that during the summertime, and also during camp, practicing. We had a couple practices at 7 o'clock at night, representing the late starting game time, things like that. So it's more though into preparation for how you prepare leading up to game time.
What has impressed you about the Texas State's running backs, Lowe, Terrence, last name escapes me, Franks? How are they similar? How are they different? What do you kind of see in that duo?
Well, I know Lowe and Franks, they're both not only good, they're both very effective. And, you know, we have 2 running backs, both are a little bit different, but both are effective. And I'd say both those are guys who like that too. I think they're both very shifty. I think they can put their foot in the ground, change direction, accelerate, break tackles, and then they can catch the ball also. And so, but they utilize it in a lot of different ways. They've got it looks like to be a pretty thick playbook. And for those guys to learn all the offense they're learning, you know they've got to be pretty sharp guys too.
How's Terrence doing? Yesterday was pretty hot in practice.
Yeah, I thought he did well at practice. It was a high practice. We practiced, I think, yesterday at 3:30. He did well in the heat and didn't have any issue. A little short practice in the game, but performed well.
How does no Orakpo change the complexion for them? And then how do they utilize, Mayo's leading offensive tackles, how do they utilize him and what are the challenges he presents?
Well, you know, Rakpo was one of the best players in the league, and obviously anytime you lose that type of player, you know, you miss him. We would miss one of our best players. We miss Jamal, that's for sure. but May is an outstanding linebacker. Preseason first team all Sunbelt at UC1. The guy's sideline to sideline. He's physical. He's tough. He plays with a tough mentality. But the guy's good dropping into coverage too. I think he's a complete player, and leading the team in tackles, really good player.
Does he have confidence?
Inside.
Coach, you had a chance to go back and look at the film with Javante. Did anything stand out to you in particular about his performance?
Yeah, I thought he battled a lot. When I say battled, I thought he competed for the ball a lot tighter than other corners have been doing. He was in great position on some deep balls. That was great to see. I thought he tried to play with good fundamentals. I thought he tackled well. And I thought as a defense we tackled better this game than we tackled in some of the previous games. So we're getting better there. And we even called some balls. We got some more balls out, but we still can't get them to bounce our way. So we've got to get some turnovers sooner or later. Hopefully we can do that. We'll need to get some this Saturday or next Tuesday.
Is that position kind of solidified now with Javante? Do you have your top 4 kind of set?
And his spot's solidified. I don't know about the other spots right now. We're still playing with some different looks, some different people, and we think now we really like the way he's playing.
Other than Jamal, outside receivers don't seem to be getting the touches that we've had in the past. Is there a reason for that? Or?
For one, those guys have got to win in coverage. You look before Jamal was back, our outside guys really have not been effective. James Butler is the next most effective guy, and we've got to get him some touches. He's an outstanding receiver, but the rest of the guys right now, Jared Johnson, Devin Scott, we had rotated those guys a lot earlier in the year and just didn't quite get the production we really had hoped for. And so that's why Butler and Robinson went more snaps the other night. These guys got to show us they're a little more ready for prime time in order to get more snaps. And they're working hard. They have their flashes, but they've got to be more consistent, and hopefully they'll get to that point.
Daniel made a comment that he felt that now instead of nickeling it down, you guys are going for the big punch. Does that kind of lend itself with Jamal, with the emergence of Al, to maybe take more deep shots going forward?
It certainly does, but you go back and look at the Southern game, we did that. You look at this last game, we did that. And when you've got a big play threat, you want to do that. But without a big play threat, a lot of times you feel like you may be wasting a down, and you don't want to get behind the sticks. But now when you've got a guy like Jamal Robinson, and now with Al really coming into his own a little bit, you feel like you've got 2 guys that really can dial up some big plays too, along with Eli. And so we need to get the ball to those 3 guys. When those 3 guys touch the ball, good things tend to happen, and the line's open. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Nice coach.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thanks, guys.